Yes. And it's Andy Vyman at the double. Bristol City lead the seven-side derby, and Bristol City have won it. Martin slides away in celebration. Antoine Semenyo, take a bow. Sykes one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He gets his first Bristol City goal. Oh, goodness me, Andy Vyman.
Welcome, Bristol City fans. For today's early kickoff, it is Derby Day, England versus Wales. And as you can see, the players and staff are in the building, readying themselves to take on Russell Martin's Swansea City side here at Ashton Gate. And it looks like there's already a big crowd gathering for today's game. Outside, there's a buzz. We are ready for a England-Wales derby. And in the Robins TV studio with me today is former City striker and PFA ambassador Tony Thorpe. Tony, how are you this morning?
I'm really good, thank you.
A little bit earlier than usual to get up and to get ready?
Yeah, long journey from Leicester today, but yeah, managed to get here early enough and have a bit of breakfast as well. So
definitely, and we were actually saying earlier, it's quite hard sometimes when there's a bit of a change in kick-off time to know what you do and how you prepare yourself when actually you're getting up and you need to be at a match.
Yeah, it's a little bit different today. Obviously, they wouldn't have such a big meal at lunch. They'd probably just have a light breakfast, not too heavy on the stomach, ready to go, ready for action at 12 o'clock. Definitely.
And do you have any early predictions for today, how you think this game will go?
Well, we know Swansea are in really good form. I think they've won 7 of the last 9. Contrast to that, Bristol City, unfortunately, have lost 6 of the last 10. So we'll probably get this wrong. Obviously, we want a Bristol City win today. But, you know, the way that Swansea play 4-3-3, they're going to have a lot of the ball, very expansive the way they play. Bristol City may have to play like an away team today and probably hit them on the attack. That's kind of how I see the game today.
And what are your thoughts on City so far? Obviously, we haven't quite had the upward trajectory that Swansea have had with Russell Martin. They've sort of clicked well, but how do we, you know, keep scoring those goals like we did earlier in the season?
Yeah, I looked at the results earlier on in the season. I think they lost the first game against Sunderland and then went on a really good run in August, scoring quite a few goals. So confidence was key and high. Since then, it hasn't been as effective. So Nigel and his coaching staff will be banging their heads to find out what actually is wrong and what they can make better, especially at home, make this a bit more of a fortress ground for teams to come. And obviously get them strikers. He has changed them around a few times this year already after 17 games. As an ex-striker myself, you want that continuity, playing with the same guy so you can build up some rapport with him. But there's been probably too many changes from Nigel's perspective this year.
Well, speaking of changes, there have had to have been a few due to sickness, but Toby Osborne has all of the team news for us.
Thank you very much, Louise. Yes, the atmosphere building really nicely inside Ashton Gate, as we know. Always a hostile, fiery affair between these two teams. But who will come out on top today? Let's have a look at the two teams that will go to battle, starting with Russell Martin's Swans. From one derby to another, they remain unchanged after defeating a lacklustre Cardiff City last weekend. A very young side, starting with a back three of inform Harry Darling, Nathan Wood and Welsh international Ben Cabango. Familiar names in midfield, Jay Fulton and Matt Grimes, both long-term servants for the Swans. Beyond them, they're having to make do without top scorer for last season and then this season so far, Joel Pyro. But Obafemi, an able replacement, the Republic of Ireland international, surplus to requirements at Saints before his move to Wales last year. Scored in the derby last week. He'll want more. He's supported by Cundle and Cooper, two young stars of the side, the latter signing a new long-term deal until 2027. Two changes on the bench for the Swans as well, one being the return of a certain Jamie Patterson. Let's hope he doesn't come back to haunt Bristol City today. Nigel Pearson makes a double switch and no Andy Vyman at all, with an illness hampering the squad this week. There's been another late change as well, making it 3 changes in total. Tim Closer, another absentee. George Tanner replaces him as part of a back 3. Joe Williams drops out of midfield too, allowing a return for Tommy Conway. He'll be eager to get back among the goals following such a strong start to the campaign. And then they were hearing late on as well, Rob Atkinson has had to pull out from the squad today. Cam Pring comes in in to replace him. So a new look back three, an inexperienced back three in terms of playing together. Pring, Viner and Tanner in there. Jada Silva and Sykes flanks those three. James and Scott make a two-man midfield. Two players the manager knows he really can trust in there. And then movement on the bench today with Kaji coming in and a return for Sam Bell, who's been firing on all cylinders consistently for the under-21s. So a difficult day for Bristol City with all those changes, illness in the squad as well. Let's hear from the manager that picked today's side. It's Nigel Pearson.
Nigel, you made a couple of changes, including a first start for George Tanner. What will George offer you today?
Well, look, you know, we've had some illness in the camp, and George has done well in training. I think he's had even going back to pre-season, a positive pre-season. He's been frustrated with his limited opportunities. He played at centre-back. We played Wickham in the Cup. I thought he did okay on that night too, or better than okay, did very well. So he comes in today, and we have players missing for different reasons, but good opportunity for the ones who come in.
Tommy Conway's back in a really exciting front attacking formation.
Front.
With Antoine and Naki. We know Tommy can score goals. He's had a bit of a dip, but he'll be a champion at the bit today, won't he?
He's not had I don't think I would describe it as a dip. I think we've got players who are capable of scoring goals, and we know so far this season that our ability to convert chances has been really good, actually, statistically. But our Achilles heel has still been not keeping teams at arm's length enough, and so today we have one or two selection issues, but I'm hoping that the players who get a chance today will go in there and take them. So good for them.
What do you want to see from your team today against a Swansea team who pride themselves on their possession and their passing?
Well, yeah, they're a good football inside, and we know how they like to play, and regardless of what we do, they won't change their philosophy or their style of play, and I respect that. But what we have to try and do is make sure that our own game is aggressive enough, but also positive with our intent. We have good pace in the side, and it's important we utilise that today.
And finally, you've made a late change.
Yeah.
Cam Pring comes in. Cam Pring's done well. Is Rob Atkinson not very well at the moment?
Yeah, like I already said, we've had some illness this week, and Rob was okay an hour ago. He looks really unwell now, so we're going to have to keep an eye on the squad, so to speak. It happens, I'm afraid, when you work in a team sport, and regardless of how hard we sort of work to minimise the risk of infections passing on, it's a bit of a lottery. So Rob in the last hours developed a really quite a bad sickness, so we have to make the change. And Joe Lowe comes onto the bench.
Yeah, you talked in the week about the progression from the academy, and what a great opportunity for Joe to be involved in a matchday squad, and if necessary to make an impact off the bench.
Yeah, and the idea today, I spoke with Joe both yesterday and today, and the idea was to include him in a matchday squad, to go out and warm up with the team, just to get a feel of the experience. But of course that accelerates through circumstances, so it's what it is.
Well, Tony, we've had to make quite a few changes there, but young players coming in, those who've actually shown some really good stuff, especially Tommy Conway at the start of the season. What are your thoughts on having to make those changes? Yeah,
so the two centre-halves have been forced upon him, unfortunately, with probably illnesses. So obviously Atkinson going out and Pring coming in. So there's nothing Nigel can do about that. But I'd play obviously his strongest squad, bring these players in, and put his arm around their shoulders and get a performance out of them. On the terms of Conway, was left out last week at Reading, and he's back in today. I think that's good management. He's a young player that's burst on the scene and done really well. Obviously, I'm a fan of his. And as an experienced manager like Nigel, you need to know when to take him out and when to bring him back in. And no greater game today as like you say, an English-Welsh derby here at Ashton Gate.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much, Tony. But we can head live now to Downsy, who is live and pitch side with some special guests talking about Rainbow Laces weekend.
Hello, yes, thank you, Louise. It is indeed, once again, Rainbow Laces Day. We proudly support Stonewall's Rainbow Laces campaign every season, making sport everybody's game. We've got rainbow corner flags here today. We have got the subs board, which is going to be coloured with rainbow laces, and also the skipper's armband is rainbow today. Now, this is the only time of the year that I allow Alec to film me below the knees. There they are, proudly in. I tell you, I wore the most complicated trainers today. Trying to get them in took me about 20 minutes. Scotty Murray had to help me. But here to talk a little bit about Rainbow Laces, representatives of the Bristol City Panthers. They are our LGBTQ plus inclusive team through our Robbins Foundation We Are City project. So we've got Rob and also Pete Davey. Pete, we'll start with you. How important is Rainbow Laces Day?
Today's a really important day for us. It sends the message that sport, and football in particular, can be a game for everybody to take part in, to come and watch and come and support and enjoy.
And how did you get involved in the Panthers?
So came along to move to Bristol, wanted to play football, turned up at a session, and right from the start I got made to feel welcome and made to feel that football, which hasn't been for me in the past, actually could be something I enjoy now.
And how much does it mean to you to wear that Bristol City badge?
It's a proper honour. Like the fact we can go out and wear that, the same as other teams in the club go and wear that, it's a real honour.
Very good. Rob, will turn to you. Of course, 2022, we've already been talking about the World Cup in Qatar. How do you feel about Rainbow Laces there in such a year?
I think it's really important, particularly now with the World Cup in a few weeks' time, because the reality is for LGBTQ plus people, most of us don't feel able to go to that World Cup. Most people wouldn't feel safe. So the campaign comes at a really good time to draw a light to that, draw a light onto the things that can still be done in the game to help it be more inclusive, and just help everyone feel more supported.
Of course, this season we also saw the first EFL player, Jake Daniels, come out as gay this year. What has it meant for you to see that happen?
It was a huge moment because it's the first time that there is an out gay person in the men's professional game since Justin Fashanu, and it's just a sign that hopefully things are changing, that there are places in the game, in the championship in particular, that a gay man can come out and feel comfortable and supported by their employer. So yeah, it's a really good sign and it meant a lot to all of us.
And who have you brought with you? What's your name, sorry?
George.
George, how did you get involved in the Panthers?
Long time ago now. Just came along, football fan, so came along and then met some good friends. Yeah, been involved since 2009.
And would you recommend?
Definitely.
Very good. If you want to find out more about the Bristol City Panthers and Rainbow Laces Day, all you need to do is head to our website. It's bcfc.co.uk. Louise, back to you.
Great, thank you for that, Downsy. Football should be a game for all. But coming up after this short break, we hear from Alex Scott about his ultimate City player.
Might not wanna get close. We a little wild war, covered in tattoos. Run it up, taking all the views. Stepping up place, feeling the fear. I know you feeling it in the air. Whole squad wearing all black. Motivation's looking real bad. We back to the bone, raising a fire alone. We ain't never needed nobody. Give me 6 feet, this is my party. Ain't got no feelings, we heartless. Take a peek inside the darkness. Blow up the spot, then we run it. Ready or not, here we coming.
When the red robin comes bobbing along.
The Robins, who this season have gone bobbing along right into the second division of the English Football League.
The Robins.
been to Ashton Gate in Bristol, you'll know that as the signature tune of Bristol City, the Robins.
So we've got all this outdoor space here, and it's perfect for companies to come in, whether they're small or large. So we cater for maybe a team of 12 or a team of 800. They can come here, have a really positive experience and be rewarded for all their hard work in the office or whatever industry they're from.
As we've got such a big company, a lot of us don't see each other. Being able for the first time to get everyone out together in one place doing an activity together was great for team bonding and boosting that morale.
We can hone in on specific skills such as communication, leadership, teamwork, resilience. Here we've got a 400-metre military assault course, which is fantastic for team building. If you want a morale booster, this is the place to come.
Welcome back to Robins TV. It is a England-Wales derby. Bristol City versus Swansea City. But let's have a look at Alex Scott, who sat down with the Bristol City media team this week to create the ultimate Bristol City player, taking the best parts from the current squad. And let's see what kind of Frankenstein-like monster he created.
Alex, welcome to Robins TV. It is Halloween weekend, and in light of that, we're going to try and create the ultimate Bristol City player, or rather, a Frankenstein's monster, using all of the best aspects of the Bristol City squad to create the ultimate City player, if you're up for that.
Of course.
So first off, we'll start from the bottom. Whose feet are we using? The lower half of the legs, the feet and the lower legs. Who's got the best feet in the squad?
Best feet? As in like...
Quick feet, you know, best with the ball at their feet.
Yeah, Hanno and Masengo.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Hands feet.
Quick feet, step overs, can beat a man, so yeah, definitely Han.
Nice, okay. Then we'll move up a bit and we're going to use the thighs, often used for speed, I would say. Who's got the best, I'm going to say who's got the best thighs, but who could we use for their speed?
I'd say Antoine Semenyo.
Nice.
Just powerful, big unit. Obviously quick as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd definitely go Antoine's 5.
Antoine Semenyo, okay. Moving up to the torso, so we've got the chest, the lungs. You know, who's got the best energy in the squad? Whose torso we can use?
Vyman, maybe?
Yeah.
Go Andy?
I was going to say, Andy's got the lungs, hasn't he?
Yeah, non-stop running every game. I think it showed definitely last year as well, playing every game and doing well in every game, so yeah, Andy.
Nice, okay, and attached to that we need some arms. So whose arms are we going to use for strength, I would probably suggest? Strongest in the squad?
Chris Martin? Yeah, Chris Martin arms. Almost forgot about him then. Antoine and Chris are probably the two strongest in the team, but I'll go Chrissy. He's got very big arms, yeah.
Nice, okay, we'll use that. And then we've got to use the head. So whose head are we using? It includes the face.
Best head. Best looking, you're trying to say.
Not necessarily best looking, but maybe best header of the ball.
Oh, best header of the ball.
You can add best looking in there as well if you like.
Best header of the ball. I'll go Rob.
Nice.
That's best header of the ball, not best looking. Definitely not best looking. Yeah, best header of the ball.
So just the head we'll use of Rob. What about the face then?
The face.
Best looking in the squad.
Zach Viner.
Nice.
Or Naki.
Yeah.
I'll go Zach.
Fair enough. That's a good shout. Eyes. We'll use the eyes for the best vision in the squad.
Best vision. Ooh.
Who can pick out a pass?
Matty James. Yeah, Matty James.
Nice. We'll use
very
his
good
eyes.
pass for the ball. Yeah, JMO's eyes.
They've done him well so far in his career, haven't they?
Yeah, of course.
Then final lot that we've got to go through. A couple of final things. The brain. Whose brain are we going to use? Best footy brain in the squad.
Best football brain. I'll go Andy King.
Really? Nice.
Very experienced. Obviously done it at the highest level. Won the Premier League. And yeah, I think
so far this season, he's managed to play centre back, centre mid.
Can play anywhere. So yeah, Kingy for sure.
Nice. Okay, and then finally, a piece de resistance, the hair. Whose hair are we sticking on top of this awful creation?
got to go hand Noah, haven't you? Yeah. Really, you've got to go hand Noah. I think just for the look of the character as well, I think hand Noah, yeah.
Nice, and that really is the ultimate Bristol City player.
Yeah, I think that's not bad going, that one.
Nice one. Alex, thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, well, that is a picture on Halloween weekend there. But let's have a look back now at a classic game against Swansea back in 2019. It was a 2-0 win on a very cold day. Well, let's hope that's another one for us today there. Let's jump back a little bit, and well, Alex Scott was creating his ultimate player, but he's someone who's you've really been impressed by this season.
Absolutely, yeah, I admire him immensely. He's a clever young lad that's got a great future. I like the way he plays the number 10 role as well. Mm-hmm. Today it looks like he's probably playing in a midfield 4. But very technically, very clever. Sees the picture. You know, he's always looking to get on the front foot, and he's a crowd's favourite, and he's also somebody that I've really liked this year.
We've seen him. We've seen Tommy Conway. We've seen Semenyo. All of them have had involvement in their national teams for their age group and things like that. And do you think that, you know, being called up to a squad like that, with Tommy Conway being called up to the under-21s for Scotland, and obviously Alex Scott winning with the under-19s in England over the summer, do you think that that's brought a lot of confidence to them?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, playing first team games, they'll gain their confidence from playing games for their club team, but going away for their national team shows that they've done a really good job. And long may it continue, but there's 2 bright young players here, and let's hope we can keep hold of them in the near future.
Definitely. Well, it is at this point in time where those who are watching on our free-to-air stream on YouTube, on Facebook, we will leave you. But if you want to buy a pass from wherever you are around the world, you can do so on the website, or there'll be a link to it if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. But for now, it's time for the rest of us